This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Mickie, the storyline to introduce you into the WWE was being Trish's biggest fan, and then you became the stalker. But that really put you on the map. How much of that was you? How much of that was creative or Trish? Tell us how that all came together.
I think it was a blend of everybody. It became a blend of everyone working together. Obviously, I pitched the character, and I had written out when I pitched this character like 18 weeks of TV. I was in OVW. You know, it was probably like the 27th storyline idea I pitched for myself to get myself on television.
So this one worked.
This one, yeah, it was. You know how it's like you're in developmental, you're just throwing stuff against the wall, and you're just praying something sticks, and like they might bite on something, and they would come down every so often and kind of do the evaluations. And it was never my wrestling ability; it was always the story that it seemed like that was kind of holding me back. It was also in that era of the divas, and I wasn't a diva. I wasn't the model. I'd been training to be a wrestler for years. So it just, but I pitched that idea with Amy, with Lita, because I knew Amy. I felt comfortable I'd asked her if I could pitch an idea for her. I didn't know Trish. So when I pitched it, I originally pitched this character idea based around Lita, but she was a heel at the time, obviously. And I think they saw it around Trish, and I'm so grateful for that, because I mean, she was the golden girl of the company at the time, and that was probably like my 5th time I was supposed to debut as well. So it finally debuted in this storyline that was even bigger than I could have ever imagined, and they put it right with her. So then immediately I was taken seriously as a #1 girl, because I'm aligned with the #1 girl. And this story that they took so long, they actually took the time to develop the character and the person and the thing that really kind of set the stage for the rest of my career. I think it really did.
You said that you had put into 18 weeks worth of a story with this. Was there anything that was left out that maybe we didn't see as fans that didn't get shared as far as that story that you had originally
built?
Probably a
lot. I mean, I think that they might have used like 4 bits of it. They used the crazy super fan part,
okay,
and the boppy and the kind of the personality. There were a few like elements, but the rest we all kind of like. Jack was not in there. Jack was not in the story pitch. There was a lot, and obviously it changed a lot because it was with Trish instead of Lita, you know? Right. So it was obvious. I think it was a blend of Trish and I have really great chemistry, and we just bounced off each other very well. Like I got to know her. I didn't really know her prior to that storyline, but out of that, like I feel like I have one of my most kindred friendships in wrestling now because of it, because she was just so professional, and she helped me in so many ways as far as camera angles, things that I didn't know. But then I also felt like I helped her in the other side of like chain wrestling and other things that she really wasn't her, you know, strengths. And we both really shined out of it. And I think creative, because it started to get over, then creative kind of jumped on board, and it just, we're able to kind of stretch it out and make a lot more kind of cool moments happen along the way.
You defeated Trish at WrestleMania 22 to win the women's title. Can you put into words what that feeling was like?
I don't know the word. I can never explain that word. And I would say if I could have bottled that emotion and just gave it away, like the world would be a happier place. If I could bottle that emotion and sell it, you wouldn't see me again. I would be on a private
trillionaire.
I would be on a private island, and you would have to helicopter in. I'm sure it's similar to that feeling for me, and I know it's not the same, but the only thing that I could relate, Kurt, is like when you won the gold medal, it's like everything that everybody who told you it wasn't possible for you, who didn't believe in you, all the years of hard work of like driving 10 hours for $25 and having to sleep at the rest area and eat a pack of peanuts and a can of tuna because I was broke as a joke, and just to get to this moment of this moment that at times I didn't even feel possible for me, because I started to doubt myself, like all of that to culminate in this one moment to go like, it was all worth it. all of the sacrifices, all of the lonely nights of like, you know, having to break away from my friends and my circles so I could grow and do more and be more and break out of the cycle. Like all of it was worth it in that one moment. That was the emotion. And I even get chill bumps to this day, and I get emotional about it just thinking about it, because it was a lot. It was a lot to get there. And obviously a ton of crazier stuff has happened since then, but there was nothing like it. Like even in any championship I've ever won since then, it will never top that feeling, I think, because it was nothing like your first, right? Like,
and at WrestleMania, I mean,
yeah, at the grandest stage of them all, where like, you know, and we were in a match, in a singles match as women, who there really, didn't happen at that time. It didn't happen
often. Yeah.
It didn't happen very often at WrestleMania. And we had the crowd, like the crowd was insane. Like I just remember losing it at one point in the match, and you can see it in my face when I jumped off like the top turnbuckle with Trish's leg, and then I jumped down, and then I do this scream, and that was a real emotion of scream. Like I was supposed to react like, yay, I got her, and it was like everything I had, because it was real, because the people were just nuts, and you just feed off of it as a performer, right? Like, and it was just
Great
like
feeling.
It was electric. It was electric. Yeah.
I can't imagine.
I feel strongly that saving money is important. You know, if it's not something we worry about now, boy, we are really going to worry about it later. And I want to help you get out of debt faster and do it with cheaper monthly payments. I'm talking to you if you're in a 30-year loan. Now is the time to take years off of your loan. We're routinely helping our listeners cut 5, 10, even 15 years off their loan. And you can do this without perfect credit, with no money out of pocket. You've just got to start at savewithconrad.com.
Did you feel that women in the WWE, after the likes of Trish and Lita, they retired, that they weren't given the proper due like they are today?
Yes and no, and we say that, but we also created the Melinas and the Beth Phoenixes and those type of characters. I think the biggest difference is, and this is something that's kind of people have mixed feelings and emotions about, is the diva era then came in. And so we had finally gotten to a place where Trish was a household name, where Lita was a household name, and we're taking the power, that kind of element, back away from the girls, from the women, to be a household name. I was like one of the last kind of in that like little bracket, because the girls were that was the last of that golden era that was kind of wrapping up. And I had both of their last matches on TV and pay-per-view, you know, and we were all going to be classified as divas, which meant the merch sales were all divas.
Get even more from the hottest new podcast going, My World with Jeff Jarrett, over at adfreeshows.com. Let me get granular here for a minute, folks. Not only can you get the entire My World episode library with 0 ads, new episodes come your way each week early, ad-free, and on video starting at just $9 a month. We've also got tons of exclusive My World bonus content waiting for you, plus unique interactive experiences with your old pal, Double J. You get to jump on and ask Jeff questions, and if you joined us in Chicago this year for Top Guy Weekend, you got to hang out the entire weekend. 100% the best value in all of wrestling. Strut on over to adfreeshows.com right now to sign up.
So then it's going to be split between the roster. There wasn't really as many like women breaking out to be household names in their own right, because everything was falling under the divas. But it also had this thing of like everything that one girl did then affected us all, because we were all in the same bracket as the divas, you know. So cool things came out of it. There was a reality show, and the girls did really well on that reality show, and that captured a different demographic that weren't watching wrestling before. But then I also kind of think that it took the business back, because people started looking at them as more of a niche again, you know, as like a, you know, novelty thing that the girls had worked so hard to kind of break out of that. Before that, Trish and Lita were the main event on Raw prior to that, like, and the golden era in the sense. So, but wrestling always does that, doesn't it? It does the roller coaster or the Ferris wheel. And now we're in a place where women's wrestling is main eventing the shows again, including WrestleMania. So, you know, I just hope we don't go back down this way again. We can just keep staying up here somewhere.
I don't think so, Mick. I think you guys are good.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.